Hello, welcome to Real News Live. How you guys doing tonight? Of course, I want to say thank you for everyone being here tonight. Hi, Tobin. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Barry. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Nana. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Rodney. Hi, other Rodney. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Richard. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Greg. Hi, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can send out a notification to people that they know that want to see the show and share it out there for us. Got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot happening. Hi, Dora. How you doing tonight? Hi, Kevin. Some of the chats I cannot see through the retrat chat, and I do not know why. Hi, Eden. But looks like war is starting. Not just Moscow, but Russian forces preparing, of course, to work under radioactive contamination. Right now, Russian defense minister said their forces are being prepared to work under conditions of radioactive contamination after Moscow claimed that Ukraine is planning to use a dirty bomb. Of course, the West is countering that, saying Russia is going to use a dirty bomb. But this is what's happening out there. I mean, dirty bomb is on both of their party plays lists, so one of them's going to end up doing it, and it's something Kiev has strongly denied, but we know it's happening one way or another. We heard stories and reports earlier this week or last week about a dirty bomb supposedly found by Russia on a plane. Still no confirmation on that. But there has to be a reason this is leading up to this. Nuclear weapon exchange will happen eventually. And preparedness is showing that. Hi, Luke. How you doing tonight? Hi, Glinda. Just seeing you guys join the chat. But it's going crazy. The defense minister of the West told the Western Defense Ministry Sunday that Moscow believed Ukraine was prepared to detonate such a bomb. A device used conventional explosives packed with radioactive material to spread contamination over a wide area. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. Yep. You gotta be careful what's going on out there in the world. This is happening one way after another. Russia's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection troops, of course, have been briefing all of Russia's military, resulting for an attack that would result in radioactive contamination or of detonating a low-grade nuclear weapon. Of course, at the same time, Western countries are saying that Russia's plan is to use a dirty bomb. Western countries accused Russia Monday, of course, of plotting to use a threat of a bomb laced with nuclear materials for a pretext to escalate the war in Ukraine. As Moscow evacuates citizens from the southern city, anticipating of a major battle. We already know that both sides are playing with the blowing the dam. They both have it wired to blow. Both sides are playing with nuclear materials now. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when this is going to happen. I mean, both counterparts, of course, suspected of planning to do a so-called dirty bomb at this point. U.S. doing its own training in over 80 years of not having to do this. The U.S. Army is 101st Airborne is practicing for war with Russia just miles from Ukraine's border. And they are planning and they are training for a nuclear situation. I mean, the 101st Airborne Division has been deployed to Europe for the first time in almost 80 years amid soaring tensions among Russia and the American-led NATO military alliance. Finally admitting that, the light infantry unit nicknamed Screaming Eagles is trained to deploy on the battlefield within hours, ready to fight. All this, of course, is coming under nuclear speculation. But the second bridge combat team, along with the Black Hawk helicopters, everything is right there on the edge of native territory. around 3 miles from Romania's border with Ukraine. From the moment Russian Vladimir Putin launched his full-scale invasion into Ukraine in February, his forces advanced northward to Crimea's peninsula, and Ukraine's regent Moscow illegally seized control. That he illegally seized control of course, in 2014. That's what we claim, but yet they were annexed, and they wanted to be that way. Russian troops have tried to push along the Black Sea coast, of course, into Kyrgyzstan, in an attempt to capture Ukraine's key port city of Maloka and Odessa. And it's leaving the goal to landlock Ukraine. I mean, that's literally what Russia's trying to do right now. All this right now, though, yeah, there's airborne on the Poland border right now, too. But all this is leading to threats so close to NATO territories that America's most elite assault division has been sent in with heavy equipment. From tanks to rounds to artillery. And all the drills are meant to recreate the battles that Ukraine forces are fighting every day against Russia, just across the border. The war games are so close to the border and are a clear message to Russia that America's NATO and U.S. Army is here. Basically, puffing our chest again, trying to push for more of a fight. Yeah. It's sad watching this. Literally sad watching what's happening. And Zelensky, of course, slams Israel, suggesting Russia will help Iran with its nuclear program because of Iran selling them drones. There's no proof of this whatsoever right now. I mean, Russia no longer has the nuclear scientists that they did have. We, of course, took them for a long time. Less than 20 days of actual diesel fuel. Less than 20 days, Josie, of diesel fuel right now. But Ukraine's president, Zelensky, if you want to call him a president, he's more like a puppet, Monday criticized Israel again, suggesting it will help Ukraine with its military program in exchange for providing Moscow with drones and missiles for its war in Ukraine. With no fact or nothing behind it, because Russia is paying Iran directly with gold and money for the missiles and drones. This is happening. I mean, they're being paid. Meanwhile, we got North Korea and South Korea opening fire on one another. It's just ridiculous. Of course, North Korea fired missiles at South Korea's Navy ships after the South sent warning shots near merchant vessels that had strayed into waters controlled by Seoul early Monday morning. South Korea Joint Chiefs and staff immediately spotted the merchant ship crossing the de facto maritime border. Once again, merchant ship. The Northern Limit Line. The warning shot was fired at approximately 3:40 this morning, according to reports. And Benji I can't even pronounce the name, subsequently claimed to have retaliated with 10 rocket artillery rounds, claiming that Seoul had actually intruded upon their sea boundary. I mean, so this is going back and forth already. We know that North Korea is likely to conduct a nuclear test within the next couple days. The U.S. is prepared for all contingencies, supposedly, but we never know. This is just a state of dismal events happening, and we're not even into the real problems. I mean, from Washington, of course, saying North Korea is believed to continue preparations for a nuclear test, while the U.S. is set to face any threat possible or posed by the reluctant country, a State Department spokesperson said today. I mean, this is, once again, it's an ongoing engagement. North Korea and South Korea have never ended their war. We have Russia, China, Iran, and they're all banding together at this point. Our concerns regarding potential threat from North Korea's missile test is just that, a concern. Which there's a lot more concerns out there for other countries to engage. I mean, would it be the first of 7 countries to engage in nuclear war at the same time? It's been consistent for some time now that we have said that, of course, everybody knows that North Korea is preparing for its test site, which had been used for its 7th test of non-nuclear missiles. I mean, we should all be prepared for contingencies in close coordination with our friends and our families around the world. Yeah, B-52s in Guam already, knowing this is happening. It's crazy. U.S. has, of course, taken many steps, including adjustments of U.S. defense posture. But what's this leading to? I mean, literally, North Korea can take or fire Japan within minutes and take them. It would be very devastating, and we wouldn't be able to intercept in time. I mean, so far, North Korea has fired nearly a dozen ballistic missiles in just 3 weeks from late September, bringing the total in the number of ballistic missiles launched this year to 44. The largest number of ballistic missiles fired in a single year. Because America looks weak. Because we have a leader that does not show strength. Now, saying that North Korea could conduct nuclear tests anytime, and we're still believing this is the case, that they will be doing it at any time. It's sad but true. Yeah, as winter starts, fuel will be a crazy problem, but that's just the beginning, as we'll get to in just a minute. Let's talk about what's happening in UK, of course, Europe, Germany, and everywhere else out there. UK cannot find a prime minister. After one retired, 45 days in office, she stepped down. Another one stepped down immediately after that. Everybody's dropping out of the race. We're UK's prime minister. So it looks like Tory Skunkle will be the leader. He's the only one that hasn't dropped out yet. The UK is in turmoil. Literally, their money is going down the drain. Nobody wants to take the role because they know there's nothing they can do about it. Turn around or rapidly turn around the former councillors who lost the last contested election. Yep. The guy that largely lost the last election there is now going to be the prime minister because he's the only one willing to step in the seat for the UK. It's devastating events happening around the world. I mean, they don't have money or fuel to keep running. Germany companies are increasingly struggling to access credit as Germany is starting to hit bankruptcies. 23.4% interest rates being seen. This is ridiculous. Around 1 in 4 German companies currently seeking new loans are reporting resistance from lenders and high inflation concerning over energy supplies that are rattling Europe. And its large economy is falling. According to a lot of economists, the climate is currently making banks more cautious. As many as 28.8% of companies seeking credit in the service sector amongst difficulties, around 8.4% of the chemical companies, and 22.5% of automakers said they can't find funding. Retail, of course, 15% of them cannot find funding. Small businesses and solo self-employed are the most affected. They can't find funding at all. Their dependence on bank loans, according to anybody. Oil prices are edging higher. as the US dollar eases. It's not helping anybody at this point. It's a joke. It is a joke what is happening around the world. Forecasts of falling down of bottlenecks are taking their tolls. Germany is heading for a recession and a depression probably coming winter as the energy standoff with Russia is rising prices and supplies are bottlenecks and taking their toll. And it's not even winter yet. In the dead of winter is when they're going to have the most problems. So are we, as fuel shortages here will happen. It's not a question of if, once again, it's a question of when. As we know, Biden keeps dumping oil out of the Federal Reserve, but at the same time, they're producing fuel for what the country needs the most of to keep the people at bay, but it's just not enough. We don't have enough refineries. We can no longer send our fuel to China to be refined and be brought back because we decided we would sanction that. And that would be a bad thing to do. But yet we're not building new refineries here in the United States. We're not increasing our capacity to refine fuel, much less produce it at this point. As energy prices continue to climb, expected to double over what they doubled last year. And last year's prices were horrendous. A lot of people know this because they had to take out loans to even pay for heating fuel or go without. So what are we going to end up doing after this? What's going to be the outcome after this winter? Whether we end up at war or not, at this point. Dow's going up temporarily, Rodney. I suggest everybody realize that Dow is going to lose at least 20 more % before winter, before it starts to truly recover. I watch the market very closely. I'm very big at trading. Yeah, winterize your windows. They make winterized wraps for your windows, the heat shrink wraps that go around the inside of your window frame, and then you use a blow dryer. Basically, it seals all the air. Save your energy for what you can. Costs are going to be crazy. I mean, France is even, they don't even know what to do with the shortage of $234 billion. These countries are going bankrupt all around us. And China's sitting back watching and waiting because they know what's happening. When American people can't heat their homes and America starts to get more violent, this election, I think, no matter which way it goes, and I believe Republicans are going to take the House and the Senate very easily. I think we'll have the House by 1 seat, or the Senate by 1 seat, and the House by 14 seats. Now, saying this, I want to be very, very honest with you guys. I believe there will be protests in the streets. I will believe there will be riots in the streets again. I think people need to understand midterms are coming. If you haven't voted, get out there and vote. It's too late to request a mail-in ballot, but you need to get out there and vote in your early voting states. I mean, we're looking at, no matter what happens with this vote, though, protest in the streets. Easily. I mean, even Amazon and JP Morgan execs are looking and expecting a recession worse than what we're seeing now. I mean, this is just what's happening in the market. I mean, the feds are getting serious about reducing the $9 billion or $1 trillion balance sheet that it owes to China. So they're going to have to keep raising rates. Yeah, they're going to protest after the election and riot, most likely. So be prepared. Be prepared. It's just sad watching what's happening as nobody really pays attention. It's crazy. And of course, this new wave of COVID It'd be a huge dilemma as winter nears. And now they want, for if you go to try to get the vaccine for the new vaccine that actually works against COVID, it's like $160 something a shot, because the government's not covering this one because it's not an emergency vaccine, and the companies know they work. It's amazing, huh? But God bless you guys. Stock up on what you can. Be prepared. Be prepared to go to do what you have to do to live, and be strong. And a lot of stuff is happening very quickly, and people need to understand that it's going to happen faster. I think we will see a huge churn in the next week or so. And after elections, who knows? Hi, Alex. We've been praying for you. We're about to sign off. I know you just came on, but we must stand together. That is true. I want to God bless all of you guys and thank you guys for being with us. I'm glad you're back feeling better. Still in the hospital, but at least you're out of surgery, right? That's the worst part, I think. But God bless you all. And of course, if you can afford to donate, please do. We desperately need it. I do want to thank anybody that has donated this month. Once again, I think it's only been one or two people, but God bless you guys. Desperately needing donations, but we understand everybody having problems. But we will see you, of course, Wednesday night. So stay tuned for that. Be safe. Be ready. And always, God bless you and God bless America. Good night.